it's so funny when
What?
like when you start something and then you just kind of sit there and wait,
Yeah.
you know.
Like pause.
Anyways, speaking of, welcome back to Dropping the Needle. This is episode 18. Uh, with you boys, Pat Artist, Adam Knitch. This is a show that we talk about music, basically, or records in particular, over here at Quick Sixer. If you like what you're hearing, go ahead and subscribe and check out all of our feeds or whatever you like. And yeah, we really appreciate it. But anyways, and we're gonna be talking about. Oh fuck, I should have grabbed it too. It's in the other room.
Oh yeah.
Son of a bitch. Okay, we're gonna be talking about Daft Punk's Random Access Memories. Basically, we're gonna start from the beginning though. Basically, gonna be talking about Daft Punk in general. Kind of a retrospective kind of deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, do we want to get
And that
any?
evolution.
Yeah, some evolution, right?
Some evolution, some, memorable moments.
Yeah. Speaking of, boy, check this out. Go find that shit on YouTube. Interstellar 5555. It's their random ass fucking anime they made way the fuck back in 2003. The Interstellar 5555, the story of the secret star system. It's super random and weird, and it's kind of based on the Discovery album. So we'll talk about that though. Adam, you were the one who brought up let's do a Daft Punk episode. Why
Yeah,
should
well,
we talk about Daft Punk?
because I was thinking of kind of because I was in myself was going back and listen to all the albums, get prepared for the reissue of the special 10-year anniversary of Random Access Memories. So I was kind of like seeing, and then like you can kind of see too like the evolution, because it makes me think like, oh, like every time I listen to that album I like want to go back and listen to like the first album, or like even the very first album, which is Homework, which is
Yeah.
I don't know, it's an album but it doesn't feel like an album. So I guess we can start there, right?
Yeah, I think we can. Yeah, let's start. All right, let's start at the very beginning then. Like all great electronic groups, I guess you could say, Daft Punk is French and started in
Like, well, first,
'93. Oh, keep going. Go.
you want to open these beers?
I'm just yeah, go for it. What do you have? I had way too many
You
beers.
have
So
some?
no, I'm just
Oh,
having
okay.
water. I have a couple
Oh,
things I
okay.
have to do after this.
Oh, gotcha. All right. So left or right?
Ooh, my favorite game. Uh,
This one's
let's
gonna be a
go.
doozy.
Oh, one's kind of a doozy.
Kind
Shit.
of.
Are you're left-handed,
I don't
right?
have shit to do. Yeah, I don't have shit to do though.
Mm. Hit me with a heavy boy. Whatever? I'm gonna bet it's left.
It's not.
It's not, or I mean right. I should pick right.
All right, I got that. Terrapin Death Perception. So it's a 9-1 Imperial
9-1.
IPA.
Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. I think, dude, bro, is my gain kind of weird? Does it sound kind of weird?
It doesn't. It sounds like a little echoey,
Does it
but
sound better
it's not.
now?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So I got this new audio interface, so I'm trying to test out what the gain sounds like at each levels or whatever. But anyway,
I mean, it sounds good though. So
yeah. What are we looking like with that Terrapin?
it's got a little red
Ooh, nice and dark.
ombre going on.
That ombre.
Ombre.
Yeah. So yeah, let's start in '93. And we're not gonna waste everybody's time. This is not gonna be like we're gonna dig like super fucking deep into this. Like go
No.
check it out. It's not a very deep discography anyway. But yeah, '93. This duo, go and look them up. I'm not gonna butcher their names, but yeah, this duo start French house group duo called Daft Punk in France. And it is pretty fucking sick. So they were in a band before Daft Punk called Darlin, which is like what the like what it's so random, but it makes me feel like it's definitely some shit that they would name a band. You know, like half their songs are
Yeah.
like randomly weird names. So, anyways, that I don't know. My fucking uh oh, it's named after a Beach Boys song. That's weird. But anyway, and if you listen to their first album, which we're gonna talk about right now, in do you want to say anything about Homework, just in general?
Well,
Um,
that was interesting that you brought up the fact that they're in a band because like what's weird about homework for me, I guess, is that well, everybody, I guess, is the fact that it's not it's more like feels like a DJ set than it does an album, you know.
yeah, yeah,
So it's kind of weird to have, you know, your first album is this thing that, you know, it's really like a live, it sounds like a live album DJ
mm,
set, you know.
yeah,
And then but also but coming from that band of like coming from the world of being in a band, I guess probably, you know, early or late 80s, you know, going into the 90s.
hmm
But having a band that's probably like more rock alternative, and now you're doing this like brand new thing that's, you know, kind of
yeah,
inspiring other people as well.
yeah. Um, it doesn't really say. It doesn't say much about Darlin. And but
But the
yeah,
thing is that
I
like
would imagine
but you
it's
saying
like
that yeah, but you saying that too, and being named after a Beach Boys song also like brings up the point that I was going to make
mm,
eventually, that, you know, that they have the appreciation for music and other artists, you know, and that's one thing that's present throughout their whole discography as well.
yeah, no,
You know, the
definitely,
collaborations and, you know, but
especially on this on random access. But I mean, actually, I think yeah, it really starts the shout out to everybody in in this album, in Teachers specifically. They shout. It's like you're right. It's like a fucking DJ set, but like in the middle at track 9 on Teachers, they start like
mm,
calling out people that have influenced them.
yeah.
One of them is Brian Wilson, and but there's others like fucking Dr. Dre is in there. I think like it's kind of it's
Well,
interesting, but very
well,
weird.
what's interesting as well is like I have this, it was like a record store day release, I believe, but it was a Junior Kimbrough. I Gotta Have You, Babe. And it's
Mm,
a one off just single that it was like the Daft Punk cut of the song, but it's like it's weird because it's not that much different from the original recording of the song. So you're
mm,
trying to like find like what's, you know, what did they do? And all I can think is that they like just amped up the bass and, you know, drum effects.
yeah, no, you're right.
But so that's
It,
interesting, you know, that dude's from, you know, Mississippi. So it's like
yeah,
rant, you know, I mean, their appreciation for music kind of spans all over.
hmm yeah. It's such a random album. So, also, I didn't realize this when I was looking up stuff about to talk about this group. I didn't realize that they're like not really that old as far as
Yeah.
uh, um like all
They
right,
started
so
young. Yeah.
yeah, no, well, like Homework released in 97. Like it's kind of weird
Yeah.
to think like and I mean now they're broke up, but like it's weird to think like their entire recording history was in our lifetime. That's a weird
Yeah.
thing. But
Yeah. Definitely.
yeah, Homework, it definitely is like a this is what it feels like a this is what we're pulling from. Like this is what we like, and we're gonna like you can hear different like tracks in here that are very similar to stuff that's gonna happen like later on in their discography. But fuck,
Yeah.
I'm gonna sneeze. But anyway, I'm like keep trying to not like fucking sniff it or whatever. But yeah, I mean, also there's dope songs in here that I think have still hold up, like
No, for sure.
the funk and
Yeah.
stuff like that. I mean, Around the World is on here, which I mean, you
Yeah,
could
for
throw that
sure.
on right now and people would be like, "Fuck yeah, let's go."
Yeah.
So there's that, but then so you have Homework in their first couple of years as like a DJ duo, right? And then you get into they do a live album called Alive 1997, which is pretty cool. It's good, but it's like it's based on the first two albums. kind of. Well,
Yeah.
it's like it's shit that's gonna be in Discovery, kind of, but it's in Homework. Go check that out. I don't want to really dwell on Alive '97 too much because I think their
Yeah, it's just
second
a
their second live album is my I have a high opinion of it, but I don't know. I think that Homework is cool. Go and check it out. It's so weird. Um, and they have like the weirdest music videos. We're talking like Spike Jones, uh, Michelle Gondry, Roman Coppola, all directed music videos for this, which is so random for your first album, you know?
you get that. Yeah. Well, I mean, all those who's were cut like on their teeth and coming up at that time too, you know. So but yeah, it's crazy that two, people in different worlds would, come together and be the best at their game, or craft.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's
Um,
interesting to see is like how Daft Punk gained their respect so fast, and became like
yeah.
it was weird. It's what's weird too is like any band or that's kind of in this genre is kind of sits under the radar. You know what I mean? Whereas
Mm-hmm.
this band kind of like elevated themselves and took themselves to like almost like pop stardom. And then but also kind of like taking away where they kind of go back underground and also but
Yeah.
with Discovery, I think it's you see the rise of becoming pop stardom.
Yeah. Which is it's so random too. Like they so they do that. They go on the Daft and Direct tour and then they release Discovery. Like just like fucking 6 years later. Like
Yeah,
they which is insane. So 6 years later they released Discovery, which has, songs that everybody in the world's probably fucking heard now. Harder, better, faster, stronger, one more time. Probably maybe even Digital Love, which is one of my favorite Daft Punk songs,
yeah,
actually.
mine too.
It's chill and it if you put that in um random access memories, then I think it would fit. Like
Yeah,
maybe a different vocal on it or something.
yeah.
They were doing
Well,
some weird
that's what.
stuff with the
Yeah.
random access.
Well, I like this band so much too, and these albums. Like, I mean, it's a short discography, but like you said, it's the fact that I like the fact that it's every song is kind of like it's cohesive, but you can also take it away. Like, I mean, there's so many
Mm-hmm.
tracks that are just filled in there that are like slow pace that you could compile all those songs from the albums, and it could be one album.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like a chill wave kind of album.
yeah. Which is there's some stuff that they didn't release like I guess physicals of, and like what I was listening to leading up to this. So I started listening to Homework, and I was like, this is cool, but like you said, it's just like it feels like a electronic set, you know. So I
Yeah,
was
it's
like,
like it's good to work out too. It's good, to like
yeah,
maybe take a drive, but like yeah, it's not but it's definitely a party album. Yeah.
yeah. So in 2006, I skip ahead just for a second. They released a thing called Music Volume One, which you can go check it out. It's on iTunes and whatever. It's basically a best of album, which is sick, but it's not like hyped on here at all. Like as far as
Yeah.
what people talk about when they talk about them. But anyways, let's go back to Discovery because I think it's probably the most important album. Uh,
Yeah.
and 2020, Rolling Stone put it at 236 in its 500 greatest albums of all time. In 2021, Pitchfork cited Discovery as the centerpiece of Daft Punk's career, which I kind of agree. If they say,
Yeah.
quote, an album that transcended the robots' club roots and rippled through the decades that followed, end quote.
Yeah.
I do agree.
Yeah.
And this is when this shit came out, Interstellar,
Yeah.
which is so weird. Go watch it, please. It's the strangest shit
But
ever.
but what's funny is like this video came out because I remember like seeing this video and then because like this like it highlights what like three or four songs, right?
No, it's basically the whole Discovery album.
The whole album. So
Yeah,
then maybe I just remember the around the world
yeah, yeah.
section, like
And
that video coming out on TV.
yeah, they
But it's
definitely
funny
cut
because it's like,
songs from it.
around it was like when we were like in middle school and everybody's watching Dragon Ball Z,
Yeah,
like so it's like kind of perfect,
it's so weird.
domination of like
Yeah.
you know, kids in anime.
It's so strange, dude. Yeah. Oh, actually, what you're saying is the first 4 episodes of this. It was cut into a feature length animation set to Discovery, but there was episodes cut, and apparently they were shown on Toonami in 2001,
Yeah, makes sense.
and the finished
Because I feel
DVD was
like
released in 2003.
for us, it was probably like always me. I know it was like I think how I got introduced to Daft Punk, where everybody that's listening to it was like why because they were watching anime. Yeah,
Yeah, probably. I think my introduction to it was definitely Around the World, like hearing that
yeah.
on that was on the radio, which is
Well,
like,
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I think that's their biggest breakthrough, probably for in
yeah,
American Airways, I guess.
yeah, which is insane to have like, all right, like anybody listening to this, think about like turn on a top 40 radio station and try to think of another electronic group that's been on it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, now you
You
probably
can't.
would.
Yeah, maybe. Like maybe with like
Yeah.
Calvin Harris. Like I mean, we're
Yeah.
gonna talk
Yeah.
about how this made those people possible. Like
Yeah.
what they're doing
You
here.
made it more mainstream for sure.
Yeah. So Discovery. Yeah, I don't know. I think uh they they released this, and then they've released some other stuff around this time, like Daft Club, which is like a remix album, and some random shit. Alive 1997 came, like they released that too, but um, I don't know of what else to really say about Discovery besides it's like it's debatably one of the most important electronic albums ever.
Well, and too, do you remember like I remember them? I think I'm pretty sure it was this album. Maybe it was the one that comes after this in 2005. But these songs were coming like really popular on commercials.
Oh
Like
yeah,
what was it like Digital Love for sure? Well, I'm pretty sure it was on a Gap commercial with film.
yeah. There, it was all over the place. Like there were
Yeah.
it. It's it's insane. Like how they really broke through with
Yeah.
with I think specifically with Discovery. Like the first one, Homework is important and is like definitely got them on the radar, right?
Yeah.
But Discovery is like when your fucking mom knew who Daft Punk was, you know?
Yeah.
Like they're playing that shit everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, like I said, it has the hits.
Mhm. And
But
all
then there's
these,
like, I mean, there's a few songs mixed in there too that are just, truly what they did at the beginning, it's
oh
club
yeah,
hits and
yeah, definitely club hits, bangers. You can like, mix them in with most anything that you're gonna play for like a DJ set, and it'll work.
yeah,
But man, Discovery, I think really, really just stepped it up. Like made everybody know who this group is. We got to keep in mind. All right, so they're not touring. Okay, they only toured like 3 times ever, which is insane. They probably did a bunch of shit before Homework came out, like going to clubs or whatever.
yeah,
But when Homework came out, they were doing the Daft and Direct tour. So that turned into what Alive 1997 is. That was recorded then. And then you just have random appearances like every now and then, right? For a
yeah.
while. And then Human After All comes out, which is it's cool. It's a cool album, but it's like I don't know, man. It's not there's
It's
some
like
cool shit on it.
listening back to it though. Yeah, listening back to it though, I actually do like that album more. It's kind of
Yeah.
grown on me more after the years.
Yeah, but like first listen through, you're just like, huh. Like after hitting like after the big pop of Discovery, you're like, I don't know about this one. But it's
Yeah,
still great, you know? Still great.
but yeah, Technologic was the big one from that album though.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
that was the one I was everywhere too.
Mm-hmm.
But I
So
would say, I mean, yeah, I would say that like Robot Rock and Technologic were the two big hits off of Human After All.
yeah. So all right. So once this comes out, then in April 2006, that album I just showed on my phone, Music Volume 1, 1993 to 2005 comes out, and they release a remix album, Human After All Remixes, which is pretty cool. But then the biggest the biggest fucking regret ever that I think I have is as far as like concert wise is this particular section of life. So it says 48 dates across 2006 and 2007. Daft Punk perform a live 2006-2007 world tour, which is, I think, debatably the greatest electronic album ever. Like, it just is.
Yeah.
Actually won a Grammy for, I think, best live album or something. They definitely won a live 2007. Yeah, they won a Grammy for a live 2007. It's single,
Nice.
harder, better, faster, stronger. Oh man, but yeah, I cannot believe this is literally when I've thought about this like in the after I like became a fan of them or whatever, but it's the only time we would have been able to see them. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like they headline Coachella that year, that in the spring, and people lose their fucking mind because the pyramid stage and this particular DJ set is incredible, and you're like, oh my god, like there's it's funny because like it's like the age of like right when uh cell phones were kind of like everyone had them,
Yeah.
so you can like you can go back and find on online somewhere like all this shitty footage of that show. It's
Yeah.
like if they didn't release it, no, like it's so funny. And people in LA are always like, "Oh man, I was at that show." Like, no, you weren't. Like, I was
Yeah, I'm
there. I
sure.
was there in the desert.
Yeah.
Like, that's
Yeah.
such some bullshit. But yeah, Live 2007, which basically is a combination of the first three albums in like, it's perfect. It's so good. Talk about like a gym banger. Like if you're gonna go to the gym,
Yeah.
throw that thing
Oh
on.
yeah.
I don't know. Do you have
But
any
also too, like,
thoughts on it?
a lot too, all the remixes, all the remixes just throughout their these albums leading up until what's they're about to, come out with, just shows like they're, the people that admire them and the people that they admire, and it sets it up for the collaborations that come for the next album, you
Mm-hmm.
know.
Yeah. So they go on this giant tour, which me and Adam didn't get to go see because we decided to go to Bonnaroo that year instead of Coachella or instead of Lollapalooza. And it's it's a huge letdown in our lives. I think
Yeah,
we should have done that,
probably.
but whatever. We didn't know. We didn't know. We're young and
No.
stupid. So
Yeah.
so they go on this big ass tour, which would end up being their last tour, which is insane to me. But so in 2008, they appear at the a surprise appearance at the 50th Grammy Awards, right, with Kanye West, and they perform "Stronger" in the Staples Center, which is their first televised live performance of all time, which is crazy, right? They've been doing this
Yeah.
shit since '93, and they've never been on TV, like
Yeah.
performing. And then this little treat comes out. This little treat right here, old TRON Legacy. This happens to be the two movie collection, so that they and like the weird fucking, I don't know, shiny cover thing. Yeah, this is the Blu-ray 3D, Blu-ray 2D, DVD digital copy version, and it also
Nice.
came with a um, what's it called? I think this one came with. I have it upstairs, stored away, but it came with a glow in the dark poster of Daft Punk in their DJ suits for TRON, and it's fucking cool.
Nice.
Also, it's expensive as shit to buy right now if you
Yeah,
want
I'm
to try to buy
sure.
it. Anyway,
Yeah.
uh, it's 2009, and at San Diego Comic Con, it's announced Daft Punk had made 24 tracks for Tron Legacy, which is insane because they basically got discovered at Disney, which is really random. So in September 93, Daft Punk attended a rave at Euro Disney where they met Stuart McMillan of Slam Magazine. And he's the co founder of the Scottish label Soma Quality Recordings. And they give this dude their demo tape. And basically, it has a couple tracks on it, Alives on it, some other stuff. And they pick him up and they're like, all right, cool, we're gonna pick you up for this first album, and which is great. I think that's right, right? Yeah, yeah, I'm right. I think. I don't know, dude. Whatever.
It
I think I'm right.
sounds good.
I think that's right, dude. Oh, I mean that definitely the first part. That whole part is right. Uh, yeah. No, no, no. We're good. We're good. That's right. So, anyways, so they've always had this weird connection with Disney. So when Disney decided to do Tron Legacy, they hopped on the chance. And dude, I should have grabbed that too. Fuck, I have these vinyls
Yeah.
out in the room, but anyways, Tron Legacy. There's a lot of mixed opinions on the movie, but
Yeah. The thing
uh,
is, yeah, the score is probably the best thing about
uh,
it.
yeah, the score is incredible, and I think it really puts them in a weird spot, right? It's because you're like, oh shit, like, are they gonna tour with this? Like, are they? Because you
Yeah.
gotta think like this Alive 2007 like tour was incredible. Like these dudes were crushing it, right?
Yeah.
And then they come out with this, and they're like people are hyped. Like, oh man, they're
Yeah, but it's
gonna.
also like for me, it was like, yeah, this came out, but also it's like, oh, does that mean they're gonna make new music like as Daft Punk, like and release another album? Like are they gonna be like the, you know, people that just make scores and soundtracks, like bands that have switched to doing that now.
Yeah, yeah, it's kind of a bummer. The craziest part, so they're doing this, and then like they're in the movie right for 2 seconds, and they have. I remember that was like when the hype kind of really started because you saw them and they had like new outfits. They've always have like new outfits for each tour, right?
Yeah,
And new helmets and shit. And they had like the whole like white and blue kit. Oh, speaking of, yeah, so they have the whole white and blue kit, right? And I'm just trying it out in here for a minute. Um, you're thinking like, oh man, they're gonna probably do another tour. That'd be sick. Doesn't happen, right? Bummer. Um, but you can. We're all like hoping it's gonna happen at this time. Doesn't ever happen, which is shitty. And then, and oh, I was right, dude. And so yeah, so I was right about the first record. So the Soma Records thing.
yes,
Anyway, I'm reading. Anyway, so then we learned that they're gonna make a new album, right? From the fucking publicity for this thing was insane. Like
yeah,
you would just see these. I remember driving um around in LA, and it was like rumored that this album was gonna come out, right? Or
yeah,
they were working on a new album, and I was like, oh shit, that's fucking awesome. And we're constantly thinking, oh man, I hope there's gonna be a tour or something. Anyway, um, so I'm driving around in LA, and then you just randomly would see these like posters or billboards of like the Daft Punk helmet, like smashed together in half, right? Which would be the cover of Random Access Memories, but we didn't know that at the time. We're just like, what the fuck is this? Like, are they gonna? Everyone there was thinking, oh shit, they're gonna do another big ass surprise show, or they're gonna headline
Yeah.
Coachella again or something. Like, it's gonna be crazy. But turns out they don't do that, which is a bummer. And they end up just like helping Kanye West with Yeezus, co-producing a couple tracks on there, and then Random Access Memory comes out May 20th, 2013. So now we're kind of caught up.
Yeah.
Uh, I feel like I talked a lot. Shit. Okay.
You did a
Yeah.
good
So
job.
this album is specifically Get Lucky. When that I remember, dude, the fucking promos for this thing. I'm telling you,
Oh,
like
dude, I know.
you see the all right. So let's talk about it then. You'd see these fucking big ass like billboards and shit with the helmets, and then randomly you'd get like we'd get ads and shit with like the helmets like coming out of like a dark space, I think, and it was like the
Yeah.
first few seconds of Get Lucky.
Well, wasn't it too like, I guess like, I think so Apple Music was like around at that time or coming like was just came out around that time, right? Or maybe it
That
was after,
that
but like
feels
I felt
right.
like it was a big I felt like it was the big promo for like Apple Music too, you know?
That feels right. But
Because I remember like I mean it was a big deal, like, it was like talked about months before it came out, like, save it,
yeah,
get ready for the release. And like it was in April, I believe.
yeah. Well, no, they released in
Or
May.
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 Oh, May, okay.
Yeah, May 20th. But it's just crazy. Like, so I don't know, man. The lead up to this thing was ridiculous, and then you hear it, and you're like, "This is not like anything they've ever done. Like, not
Yeah,
even close." And I remember some people like fucking hated this thing. Like, they were
yeah,
really bummed. But the cast of characters on it is ridiculous. You got your boy Casablancas on there.
yeah.
Um, Panda Bear, Chili
And a
Gonzalez,
bear.
a whole bunch of people.
Yeah,
And yeah, man, this thing comes out and it blows up the world. Like people can't stop talking about it, listening to it. It's great, you know.
yeah. But also what makes it, I think for me, what makes it so great too is like it's definitely Daft Punk and they're trying to do something new. But like there's like there's a whole like I think it was like Rolling Stone or somebody did this article about them, like interviewing them, and they were like, rolling because they recorded this album in LA, right? Like Beverly Hills, I think. So they're like,
Yeah,
it's trying to paint this picture of them driving around in convertibles, like,
yeah,
like
yeah,
70s vibe, like,
yeah.
you
It
know.
was crazy. They
But
had all those old cars and shit.
yeah, but what's cool is that like, they have Nile Rodgers on it. So it's like, 70s like funk legend, like,
Yeah,
but but also like every song that's featured with somebody, it sounds like Daft Punk, but also they also let them do what they do. You know what I mean? So like when you
mm-hmm.
have Doing It Right with Panda Bear, it's like it sounds like a Panda Bear song.
Yeah,
The Julian Casablanca song sounds like a Julian Casablanca song.
yeah.
So
It's pretty
it's
crazy.
like it's kind of like, yeah, it's almost like the sound kind of like sums up their career in a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because like with Pharrell, he's got like a couple songs on there, and it's like he used to do all the remixes, on their
mm-hmm.
live albums and remix albums.
Yeah.
So
It's great. And then I think the most interesting song on it is the was it just the Marauder, the Giorgio Moroder song,
yeah, yeah,
which is like, what's it called again? I think it's just called
oh yeah,
Giorgio.
yeah.
So
Goju about more.
yeah, yeah. So that song, I think the craziest thing about it is like I learned this like way after, but if you listen to it, there Murder starts talking about sections of his life or whatever, like
Mm,
decades,
yeah,
and apparently they used microphones and stuff like gear
from that decade.
from those eras. Yeah, so it
Yeah.
gradually changes, and then
Mm,
it like goes into this full blast thing at the end, which is incredible.
yeah.
Man,
Yeah. That's a great song.
it's so good.
But even like, I don't know if you've, so, the 10-year anniversary
Hmm.
issue of this album, like, I don't know if you listened to like the one song, I guess it's just one song they've added to that. It's called the writing of fragments of time.
Hmm.
Have
Yeah,
you listened to it?
I listened to part of it. I kind of want to
I mean,
listen to
it's
this
interesting,
whole
but it's just
thing.
kind of like throwaway. Yeah, like that song is definitely like a throwaway song, but it's still interesting to see how, like, the respect that they had, like, working together on that song.
Yeah, yeah. It's dude. It's just it's crazy that this thing's 10 years old. That's so. I guess we're caught up. This is where we wanted to be. We're talking about this because by the time you hear this, this will be coming out. We'll probably I'll drop a link where you can buy it. Um, just the Daft Punk website in the description of this. But yeah, man, they're releasing it on double CD, triple vinyl, and it just looks fucking dope, man. It's insane that this thing is 10 years old, and it's just like they're a group that like shit doesn't leak really, you know. Like there's a couple of
Yeah,
leak songs here and there, but like you're telling me that there's like 35 minutes of extra shit that we didn't get to hear from this album,
yeah. But it makes you think too, like, how much stuff they have in the archives that you never, it's just shelved. That,
right?
it's never going to be released.
Yeah. So I guess we wanted to talk about this. It won. I guess we should say, it won a ton of Grammys. Best Dance Electronic Album, Album of the Year, Best Engineered Album, Non-Classical, Best Pop Duo Group Performance, Record of the Year, and yeah, Album of the Year. That's crazy. And I think they're the
Yeah,
first electronic group ever to wear or ever to win
Grammy
Album of the Year, or
or
maybe
album of the year. Yeah,
one of those. And
yeah,
the last award or
yeah.
whatever. I can never remember if it's album or record, which is the last one.
It's album of the year.
Okay. Oh yeah, I think they're the first electronic group ever to win it, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, it makes sense
Yeah, but yeah, I
because
mean,
like this year, it's like was Beyonce one, I guess,
she
for
didn't win.
best.
I don't
She
think.
went for best dance or electronic or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
because it was like she was like up against Diplo.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Diplo's country album or country whatever
yeah,
the fuck was wait I love that he's pulling like a straight up what's it called, riff raff thing, like has a different persona.
yeah.
You get some dumb
But also,
name.
like, what's funny, what, what's funny about you saying about Daft Punk not going on tour is it's weird too to be a DJ and not wanting. I mean, I guess they did in the '90s or whatever, like toured a lot, DJ
Mm-hmm.
acts. But like, I mean, most DJs, they like DJ sets like multiple times a day, every day.
Yeah, it's
Like
it's
Diplo, I mean,
crazy.
he's everywhere.
He was here like last week.
Yeah,
Oh man, we got to talk about him too in a minute. It's fucking hilarious. Diplo's hilarious, dude.
yeah,
Anyway, yeah. So basically, they do this album, Random Access Memories. It wins everything. It's everyone loves it eventually, and then they do like some random shit with the weekend. Release a couple songs on with him, and then that's about it. Like they kind of just fade from there, and then uh, it's such a bummer. But in February 22nd, yeah, February 22nd, 2021, uh, they announced that they're done, like they're over it. So that's fucking shitty. But then a year later, they're like, hey, here's the digital release of the 25th anniversary of Homework, and now we keep seeing like random ass little videos and stuff from like their past pop up on social media. Like I feel like their Instagram is really active lately, like compared to what it's been. But
yeah.
like we're seeing all these like snippets of like stuff from way the fuck back. But then this 10th anniversary reissue is coming out May 12th with 35 minutes of previous unreleased outtakes and demos, which is crazy. So,
Yeah.
I mean, let's fingers crossed, everybody that fucking listens to this, knock on some wood, fingers crossed, everything, that maybe we get a reunion tour at some point, you know?
I don't see. Yeah, it's like I think they'll do some shows. I don't think it'll be. I don't think it'll be a tour though.
I mean, like, even if it's like a 5 stops,
Yeah, I think what it'll do, it'll probably be like if they were to do something, it probably would be like, like what Run the Jewels or somebody's doing, where it's like four
Yeah.
cities, a couple
Yeah.
nights in a row. But
I would, oh my God. Can you imagine? I had this weird, like, I was thinking about this episode, and I was recording. I was like, man, what if they did like their own style, like Burning Man type situation where like
yeah,
it's in the middle of nowhere, right? It's some big ass show, and it's just them, and but they have like screens, like it's screens way the fuck out, so like people that are not close can see, and it's like
yeah,
speak. I don't know, man. Or what if they're like
yeah. It's
a
like
hundred
it's
feet
just yeah,
shorter or something?
it's just weird because it's like they seem like like obviously they collaborate with people, but they're like very picky about what they do, So it's like
Yeah,
it makes sense, It's kind of like at this point, yeah, don't do it.
yeah,
Because as soon as you do it, it's like you break that mold of you know
yeah. I don't know, man.
giving
It's
into
just
what everybody wants.
yeah, it's just such a bummer that like they're not old, they're not too old.
Yeah,
So it's like,
yeah.
why are we breaking up this soon?
I mean, yeah, it's like Kraftwerk is like fucking out there touring. So
I know, right? Speaking of which, it's kind of crazy. The first, some of their first performances were at things with Kraftwerk and with,
that makes sense.
yeah, with Kraftwerk. And I wanted to name drop this other group. Oh my god, why can't I think of it? I'll find it real quick. But yeah, that's like their homies, I guess. It was Kraftwerk and fucking Orbital. That was who I was trying to think of.
Okay.
And I mean, people can talk about Daft Punk doing the helmet thing first, but Orbital did it first. So I mean, there's that, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
They dropped an album like last year. It's kind of insane.
Oh yeah. Weird.
Yeah, super weird. I mean, they're old, like for real. They're in like their 50s, I think. Like,
It's not that bad, but yeah.
I mean, but to be DJing, like,
Yeah.
weird. But man, yeah, I don't know. I don't even really know what to say. Like, besides that, I'm bummed that we never got to see them.
Yeah, it's like I mean I am, but also it's kind of like cool. You know what I mean? Like it's because it makes
Yeah,
you, that feeling of like, man, well now if they, go
yeah,
on tour, definitely,
yeah. I mean, I would pay a fucking ton of money.
Yeah.
I would pay Taylor Swift prices to go see this shit. Like, for real.
Yeah.
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 I mean, like, or maybe even like Beyonce, like Bayhive front row money to go
Yeah.
see this.
Yeah. See, the thing is like, paying money to see a show like that because it's the atmosphere. I couldn't imagine. I was just telling Chelsea, we were talking about the Taylor Swift shit, and like everybody, or even like Beyonce, like tickets being so high. It's like at that point, it's like, all right, so you're just like, paying to get your ass in the seat, but no matter where
Yeah.
you are, it's like that's not fun. You know what I mean?
No.
At that point, like watching, I can stay at home, watch on YouTube or whatever. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
What's kind of crazy? Speaking of, I read something recently that the Cure, it's like it's a Ticketmaster problem. It's not
yeah, the Cure
necessarily,
story. Yeah,
yeah. It's like
I
not
heard about
even.
that.
It's kind of cool what the Cure did. So,
Yeah, no, I know all about it.
Ticketmaster and
Yeah,
Live Nation are trying to fuck everybody, like
yeah,
basically out of money. And yeah, the Cure set their ticket prices at $20.
yeah.
To
But then
just go
it's
see
like,
them.
but then yeah, then what's fucked up is that they said for $20, and then the service fees and all the fees that added on were like double what the actual
Yeah,
selling price was. And then so
insane.
the Cure, made a tweet or something right about it, and
Mm-hmm.
then Ticketmaster finally like trying to work out a deal with them, I guess. But it's like
Insane.
also like, you know what I mean? Like I guess I don't understand the concept, but like I don't know. I just the thing is I kind of don't want to fuck with Ticketmaster anymore. You know what I mean? Like it's like, what
Yeah.
I would think bands would want, artists would want that too, is like, I get it. That's like, the biggest thing in the game, but like there's
Yeah.
other places too, like shit, sell the shit yourself. You know what I mean?
That's
Like
true.
that's what people are starting to do with merch and shit. If they're like,
Yeah.
if they find out that the venue takes a percentage of it, or which is like more than half the percentage of it, they
Mm-hmm.
say fuck it, and they're just like, won't sell their merch there.
Yeah. It's insane. Um, it's insane, and like it kind of leads to like higher expectations than what you're gonna really get out of some of these shows.
Yeah, when
Like,
it really is just like fucking, greed.
yeah, like and it's just a bummer. It's a real bummer.
Yeah,
But I don't know. You know what? I can't fault us for not seeing Daft Punk because we were 19
yeah.
when
And they probably, yeah, like you
when
said,
they
were
were on
coming anywhere
tour.
close. Yeah,
Yeah. And yeah, we'd have to drive to fucking Chicago because we didn't have money to
yeah,
fly. So it would have been a pilgrimage. Like it would have been hard to go do.
yeah,
But it is a bummer. Like it would have been so cool to see that set. But I feel like, just like what you're saying, it's you can just watch it or you can,
yeah,
listen to it on your phone now. It's crazy.
yeah.
But yeah, I think that's the last thing well, like probably one of the last things I have to say about Daft Punk. Like they're great. I really wish that they'd even just collaborate more with people. Like I don't even
Yeah,
really care if they're like the songs they did with the weekend are good, you know?
yeah,
Just
they're
do
good,
more
but I hope
more
that's not the
stuff.
last thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine like that be your last legacy?
No. No, not at all. Apparently, I was just reading, apparently they had a song with Jay-Z that leaked online called Computerized.
I'm sure the thing is, like, I'm sure they have a ton of songs with people that we just don't know about.
Yeah. It's just insane, dude. It would have been so cool if they would have
Yeah,
gone on tour. But we keep talking about how they collaborated with all these people, whatever. This last album, Random Access Memories, I think it's important because it made people, and you hear it afterwards. It made people play instruments in the studio again. It's not all, you know,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
all like beats and like generated bullshit. Like you can tell that these people played their instruments
Oh, for
in the
sure.
studio
Yeah,
for this album.
yeah. I was just gonna say, like, on Get Lucky, you got Nile Rodgers on there. He's, one of the
Yeah,
legend OGs.
yeah. And I mean, it's kind of crazy. It kind of relaunched Chic as a thing. Like Chic
Yeah,
is playing all sorts of festivals and stuff now,
yeah.
which is crazy.
I mean, you listen to this album, and it's like, from start to end, it just feels like a vibe. I mean, it's like 70s, but like
Yeah,
kind of like disco, but with
yeah,
like some chill songs in there too.
yeah. It's just a bummer that I mean they could have done another thing like this, but then like talking about it, we talked about the first three albums are basically what happened and like made Alive 2007 a set, right? I don't see them combining that stuff because I think you have to put like Technologic and fucking around the world harder better, but like how do
The thing
you
is,
put that in a set with Tron Legacy stuff and Random
you
Access,
don't. Yeah, that's the things I don't think you do. I think the Tron Legacy is its own thing. It just happens to be a Daft Punk album, but
Yeah,
it's its own thing. Whereas
yeah,
like Random Access Memories, I feel like it's too. You know,
yeah. Well, I guess that's the thing I guess that's the thing I'm trying to say is like
because also, yeah, I
after
can't. Like, thing is, if I see Daft Punk and they play this album, Random Access Memories only, I'm bummed.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. And that's the thing. It's like you're bummed, yeah. You or like yeah. But like how are they going to mix any of this stuff in? Like it will sound. You could do a lot of the Tron stuff,
Yeah,
but random access, it's not the same thing. You know,
it's not. Yeah, it's definitely
it's like
not.
a concept album almost, but
Yeah,
more of like a love letter. I think that's the concept. It's a love letter to what they like.
yeah,
But I don't know, man. I wish they would have just done like, even if they didn't do more tours or appearances or whatever. Like I wish they would have done like another thing like this. Like eventually,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
been
for
a
sure.
decade since we've had any new Daft Punk stuff. So
Yeah,
I
I mean,
don't
I would
know.
be
Actually,
willing to like maybe they have this already, but like I'd be willing to for them to even release what a lot of people are doing now, like a greatest hits, like their greatest hits,
yeah,
like this is what we like, this is what inspired us, and it's like just
yeah,
a cut of different
that'd be sick.
songs from different genres.
That'd be super sick. All right, so in closing, what's now that uh there has been a third Tron movie announced and they're working on it. Do we think Daft Punk fires it up for a Tron 3? We get another set of like 20 tracks or whatever.
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm gonna bet
Maybe.
like there's 40% chance. I'm not even gonna
Yeah,
give it 50.
that's a good. Yeah, I was going to say that's a good guess.
40%
Because I mean,
chance.
it's like the thing is too is I think now you'd have to pay him outrageous amount of money, but like I mean, because I felt like they probably went into Tron thinking like, oh man, this is going to be a big deal because it was in the 80s. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then when it came out, they were like, nah. It's like because like I said, it's the best thing. Like they're the best thing about that movie.
Yeah.
Olivia Wilde's trash in that movie. Like it's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's
That doesn't hold. It doesn't really. It's not going to hold up either.
no, not like the first one. The first one's so unique, and especially for the
Yeah.
time, like you said, and it
Yeah.
really did push a lot of stuff in film and TV or in the film industry. So
Yeah. But remember, like the whole Jeff or yeah, Jeff Bridges' face. Remember that
yeah,
was like a new technology of like the imposing the young face from the first Tron movie.
yeah, like deep faked it. It's really weird. So yeah,
Way
you want to see
before
some
deepfake.
first deep fake type of shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, go check that out. Or what they call it, digital imaging. Uh,
Yeah.
uh, yeah, I don't know, but I heard Jeff Bridges is down for a third one if they
Yeah.
want to
No, I
kind
did.
of,
Yeah, I heard that too. Yeah.
but I'm really kind of bummed Jared Leto's involved, honestly.
Yeah, I
But
know.
it's like, dude, come
Yeah.
on, like stop
Stop.
ruining great
Stop
sci-fi
making
shit.
terrible movies. Yeah.
Yeah.
You had morbid and stick to morbid. Is that what it's called? What's it called? Morbus or some shit?
Just keep saying wrong names.
Morbus, Orphus.
Morbus. Yeah, it's Morbus. For sure. For sure, Morbus.
God, it's terrible. I mean, yeah.
I'm Morbus. Oh, it's fucking great. Anyway, you got any closing statements about Daft Punk
No,
and
I'm
random
just
access?
yeah. I hope we get to see him do something somewhere. But I don't want it to be a big arena. I don't want to. I'd rather it be a festival for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm not trying to sit up against a wall.
No, I would want. Have you ever seen that thing? It's that picture of Pink Floyd in like the '70s, like performing on an island, and like,
Oh yeah.
you ever seen that?
I forgot what it's called. I forgot what it's called. Yeah, they have like the gong and stuff. That thing.
Yeah,
Because there's
and
one.
like the whole crowd is like on the beach or whatever, but they're like on a fucking island. Have you seen this? It's
Yeah, maybe, but there's one
crazy.
where they're like on top of like a kind of like a mountain or something, and there's like a gong. Maybe it's. I think it was Pink Floyd. Maybe it's not Pink Floyd.
I don't know. Anyways, I think they should do something like that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's the thing is, I think too that the only way to do it is something epic. But like, I feel like they're just. I mean, what I kind of like too is they're not, falling prey to like what everybody else is doing. Like, oh, we got to do this crazy thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it seems like they're, economically responsible. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. So what I'm thinking of is uh they played in Venice on a massive floating stage in 1989.
yeah, you can do that now though.
It apparently forced the mayor and city council to resign.
Jeez.
That's insane. But it looks, dude, it's so fucking cool. Like, it's the coolest shit ever.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think they should do something like that. Just something outrageous, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then fingers crossed we get some music for Tron 3 if that ever actually comes out. And yeah, man, I appreciate everybody listening to this episode. Definitely this far to hear fucking Adam say Morbus.
Morpheus.
Anyway,
God.
you want to shout out anything like social medias or any of that kind of shit?
No, not really.
All right, cool.
You know where to find me.
But go and follow you boys. Definitely check out for new content on Quick Sixer Cast. No, it's Quick Sixer Podcast on Instagram. Check out we have TikTok and stuff, which is interesting.
TikTok.
Yeah, we have a TikTok.
Yeah, go join before Joey B bans it.
Oh yeah. I don't think they're ever gonna ban it, honestly.
No. I mean, what's so funny is like China's spying on you. It's like, and I mean, don't they do that every app? Like,
yeah, I mean, like, and you guys are spying on us too, so who cares? Like, who gives a fuck?
yeah, right. Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, go and check us out on all of the social medias. Follow us where you want to follow us. The link is in our bio. Hit that link tree, and we'll list all the shit you can listen to us on, or even watch us if you want to do that. But anyways, this is Dropping the Needle, Quick Sixer Show. We post shows on 6th, 12th, 18th, 24th of each month. Hope you check us out then. It's been your boys.